In 1991, Oregon established a DNA database under the authority of the Oregon State Police. The database contains identifying information compiled from a person's genes. Even among individuals who might look identical, DNA has the power to identify one individual from all of the rest. Oregon's DNA database is part of the FBI's CODIS system of laboratories. Oregon's CODIS information is sent to a national repository in Washington, D.C., where the information is shared with all other states to link crimes with criminals. This year, the legislature made changes to Oregon's CODIS statutes, changing the types of crimes which require DNA sampling. This video will detail the law changes and give instructions on the proper collection technique for oral swabs. ORS 419C.473 refers to juveniles. Juveniles adjudicated for the following felony crimes are subject to sampling with a court order. Attempted crimes and conspiracy to commit are sometimes covered, so check with your supervisor, the OYA, and the law to confirm qualification. In addition to the 7 sex crimes, other covered crimes include burglary 2 with intent to commit a sex crime, promoting or compelling prostitution, assault 1, and burglary 1, plus murder and aggravated murder. Remember, both a qualifying crime and a court order are necessary for juveniles. The adult law is much simpler. It now requires sampling for all felonies. Some misdemeanors also qualify, including sex abuse 3 and public indecency, as well as conspiracy or attempted rape 3, sodomy 3, sex abuse 2, burglary 2, and promoting prostitution. Also, Section 2A of ORS 137.076 states that all adult felons must comply. No court order is required for adults. Refusal to submit a DNA sample is cause for revocation of parole under General Conditions 8, 9, and 10. All law enforcement and corrections agency officials are authorized to collect oral swabs once they have reviewed this video. Finally, ORS 137.076 states that if a person has ever been convicted of a qualifying crime and is under your supervision or in custody on January 1st, 2002, then you are required to obtain that person's sample by June 30th. The oral swabbing procedure is very simple. It collects DNA containing cells from the inside of the mouth at the base of the cheek and gum by sliding a cotton-tip swab back and forth. The cells are then transferred to preservation paper. You can't actually see the cells because they're microscopic. However, you will notice a change in the color of the paper where the cells are applied. Oral swabbing kits are provided free of charge by the Oregon State Police. Each kit contains the following 9 items: instructions with helpful hints on proper collection, a pair of gloves to prevent contamination and to protect you from the offender. Be sure to wear these throughout the collection process. A DNA submission card. The top half of the card is for the offender's information, including the offender's SID number, full name, date of birth, and race, felony category, and qualifying crime. A felony category box must be checked. To determine the correct category, check the back of the card. Category A contains crimes against persons. Category B is for certain drug offenses, and Category C is for any other felony. All qualifying juvenile crimes are Category A. The bottom half of the card is for the collector's information, including name, institution, and collection date. You must also sign the form verifying that the offender's sample is required by law. Space is also provided for the offender's thumbprints, which must be taken at the time of DNA collection. Thumbprint ink strips are provided for taking the thumbprints, as well as the moist towelette for removing the ink from the offender's thumbs. FTA preservation paper stores the offender's DNA sample. Be certain not to contaminate the pink area. A twin pack of sterile swabs is used to collect the offender's DNA sample for transfer to the FTA paper. A return envelope for mailing the sample and submission card back to the Oregon State Police. And a security strip to seal the envelope. The oral swabbing process consists of 4 steps, summarized as lots. Label the submission card and FTA paper. Obtain the oral swab samples. Transfer the DNA cells to the preservation paper. Seal and send the sample to the state police. Let's watch to see the steps in action as a sample is collected. Label. Before labeling, you need to confirm the identity of the individual you are sampling. Also, confirm the need for a DNA sample by checking leads and the law. Ensure all kit components are present. The submission card must be filled out completely. Print neatly. Use capital letters. A black ballpoint pen is preferred. Check the back of the card to verify crime category. If convicted of more than one crime, mark the category for the most serious conviction. Next, fill out the collector's section with your information. Sign the certification to verify that you have confirmed the offender is required by law to submit a DNA sample. Have the offender apply both thumbprints to the spaces provided. Simply press down. Do not roll the thumbs. Clear ridge detail must be seen. Allow the offender to clean his or her thumbs with the moist towelette. Never process more than one offender at a time. Finish and seal each kit before moving to the next individual. Label the FTA paper with the offender's name, SID number, and date of birth. Obtain. To obtain the DNA sample, remove the first sterile swab from the packaging. Place the cotton tip inside the offender's mouth. Swab back and forth along the base of the lower left cheek and gum while twirling continuously for 30 seconds. Transfer. After 30 seconds, transfer the DNA from the cotton swab to the FTA paper. Roll the swab back and forth 5 times in the same pathway to transfer cells. You should see a color change. If the paper does not turn white, continue rolling. Discard the used swab and remove the second sterile swab from the packaging and repeat the collection along the lower right gum line. Follow the same twirling and rubbing motions to thoroughly saturate the cotton swab with DNA. After 30 seconds, transfer the DNA to the second circle on the FTA paper, again rolling back and forth 5 times or longer in the same pathway. If you cannot see where the sample was applied, neither can we, and the sample will be rejected. Seal. Confirm that the labels of the submission card and FTA card are complete and accurate. Place the FTA paper within the fold of the submission card and put both cards inside the return envelope with the fold side down. Seal the envelope with the safety seal. Remove any overhanging seal. Date and initial to ensure sample integrity. Apply normal first-class postage. Write your institution's return address and mail to the Oregon State Police. Using this method, you'll have lots of success collecting lots of samples. Let's review. Label. Label the submission card. Take both thumbprints and label the FTA card. Obtain. Use sterile cotton tip swabs. Twirl each swab between the cheek and lower gum. Gently rub swabs back and forth along the gum line for 30 seconds. Transfer. Place the swab inside the FTA circle. Roll the swab back and forth 5 times or longer until a color change is observed. Repeat with the second swab. Seal. Place the FTA card inside the submission card and place both in the envelope. Seal with security tape. Date and initial the tape and mail to the Oregon State Police. As you have seen, the collection of an oral swab is a simple process. Still, it's imperative that each of the 4 collection steps is followed exactly. Otherwise, the sample will be rejected. When a sample is rejected, the law requires that a blood sample be taken. Blood draws are more costly to the offender, and they endanger the public welfare due to a delay in sampling. Don't let the offender swab themselves. Don't forget to have the offender clear his or her mouth before beginning. Don't forget to confirm the identity of the offender. Don't ever swab more than 1 offender at a time. Don't transfer too hard, or your stick might break. Don't touch the FDA circles with anything other than swabs. Don't lick the envelope. Use the security seal. And remember, you must sign the submission card, print neatly, and leave no blank spaces. Take the thumbprints while collecting the DNA, label the FTA card, and swab for a full 30 seconds. Then roll back and forth 5 times or longer. A color change must be observed, or the sample will be rejected. Following the procedures and timeframes outlined in this video and written in Oregon law requires teamwork among all law enforcement and corrections agencies. Together with the DNA database, we can achieve the goal of holding convicted offenders accountable for their actions. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions or need additional swabbing kits, please don't hesitate to contact the CODIS unit at the Oregon State Police.